this?
The AU has been turned into a tough rig.
Tough rig. Look at those wheels.
Welcome back, my friends, to another video. Today we spent the whole day basically working on Peter's car, installing some new coilovers in the front, HSD coilovers, and lowering springs in the back with choppies. So I thought we were initially going to use his original springs and we were just going to chop them, but I realized that down the side of my house where Ollie's BMW resides, I had some choppies that the previous owner of this car provided. I think they were SLs, King Springs, and they were chopped. So these are the stock springs out the front, but they're currently in Peter's car. He's just testing them out. He literally just got it on the ground, so I'm keen to see how it feels.
Oh, sorry, Peter. Hello, everyone. My name is Nathan the Turkey.
Bruh.
We out here eating.
Oh, what the hell?
Are you happy?
No.
Are you happy?
We're anxious.
Oh.
Zach. Nay. Rankton.
Nah. Don't laugh.
Hi, my name's Nathan.
If you guys haven't watched my last video, I suggest to go check it out because it'll make a whole lot more sense as to why I'm making this video. But this is my 2001 AU Forte, which I bought back. I originally bought this car about a year ago and I bought it back recently. I'm going to turn it into a dedicated drift car at some point, but I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you shouldn't buy an AU Falcon. And there's not many reasons, and I'm going to struggle to find 5. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to try to be as educational as possible. I'm going to try to give some anecdotes from my personal experience owning this AU and driving my mate's AUs. Everyone tells you to buy an AU, but I'm gonna be the one to tell you why you shouldn't buy an AU. Now, like I said before, there's not many reasons why you shouldn't buy one, but I'm the bearer of bad news here, and you know, someone's got to do it because these cars are very overhyped for good reason, but I think there are some things that people oversee when they buy them, and I'm gonna show you what they are. So, people love AUs for the Intech, of course. I mean, why wouldn't you? It's a great motor, they're cheap, they're reliable, but because these cars are so cheap, people neglect them. And I'll show you what happens when you neglect them. So, Exhibit A, so you open the door, you want to pop the bonnet. Oh, the bonnet latch is broken off, because of course it is. That's unrelated to what I'm about to show you, but have a look at this. Another issue. Oh, I just remembered. Here we go. I haven't unlatched it. Safety issue right there. Now, we come to what I want to show you guys. The Intech. Like I said, very good motor, very reliable, cheap, robust, everything, right? Have a look at the timing cover. Now, I've brake cleaned this as well. Like, this is clean. I did an oil change on it yesterday, and this whole thing, like, you'd think it was all silver, right? No, it was all black. Everything was black. So you can sort of see fresh oil glimmering on top of the timing cover there.
Yeah.
You
You can see it on camera.
So people neglect them. They don't reseal them. They don't do much to them, right? Another common issue. When I originally bought this car a year ago for $600, I thought I got the steal of the century, right? No, I couldn't have been more wrong because the radiator was blocked and I kept chasing my tail trying to find what the problem was. I ended up replacing every single cooling component, flushing the heater core, changing all the pipes, changing the thermostat, and eventually I narrowed it down to the radiator. There's another thing, and the reason why that happens is because the coolant is usually made up of rust. That one has had more engine flushes than water has run through my tap at home. Like it was a bit ridiculous, but because these engines are cast iron, the block, if you put water in them, they will rust and they'll clog everything up. So maintenance is key on these cars. The next thing, and this goes with the sort of negligence that the previous owners put these cars through. Come around here, I'll show you. The most common problem on an AU is rust. If you can see here,
Oh, that's not good.
it's pretty bad. When I first got the car, it was just contained under the paint, so it started bubbling. But over the last year that my mate owned it, and then like when I recently got it, I noticed that it's actually gone all the way through.
You can see it's a nice little hole.
Sometimes this car does fill up with water in the boot. Not really a big deal. I mean, these cars are cheap, like I said, so not really a big issue, but that's another thing to consider. Another thing to look out for when you're buying AUs, even B-Series Falcons, under the windscreen here, there's leaves and stuff can get caught. They'll start rusting out behind the windscreen, and then water will start getting into the cabin. So this actually happened to this very car. And my friend Jack, there it is. So he used some 3-bond sealant to seal it up. I mean, it's done the job. The passenger footwell used to fill up like a kiddie pool, so it doesn't do that anymore, which is good. But another thing to consider, people of these cars do not look after them, and it then becomes your problem. So you don't want your car rusting out in half. The theme of this video is basically going to be negligence, because when you're buying a car like this, you want to just get in it and drift it, or do whatever you want with it. But unfortunately, there are some things I'm going to list in this video that are clearly out of your control. So jump on in, Peter. I'll show you something else.
Yay. I wish I got that on film.
All right, so have a look at the headliner in this car. Can you see it?
Yeah, it's like a Rolls Royce.
It's a Royal Royce. When I got this car originally about a year ago, all of this was here. It was like a permanent like sun visor here. So when you were driving along, it was like flapping and all the little bits of foam were falling into your face, and it was gross. And then if you had the aircon on recirc, it would suck it in and then you just blow it back at you. So that's another thing. And this isn't exclusive to AUs. This is mainly all Falcons, but AUs are, you know, they're getting on a bit. This one is like 22 years old now, so all the foam underneath the headline, it's all gonna get like gross and saturated with water, and you can see it looks like people have like pissed on it and stuff.
Yeah.
It looks disgusting. And I'm a little bit embarrassed about taking anyone in this car for that exact reason. These cars, although they are quite robust on the inside, people, I mean, they smoke in them, they, God knows what, you know, what else they do in them. They were used as taxis, so there's probably like every 1930s disease you could probably imagine in the back seat. The inside is not the only thing that wears prematurely and, you know, people not looking after them. Obviously the outside, like, these are probably owned by, you know, Papu down the street, right? That doesn't know how to park very well. So this thing has battle scars everywhere. More rust, as you can see here. When I first got this car, there was gaffer tape all along here for whatever reason. And I took it off and it's not even that bad.
You can still see the remnants of it here, where it peeled off.
It ripped the paint off, but like it's sagging. It's sagging a little bit, but you know, it's alright. Another thing, people don't care about these cars, including my mate that I sold it to, and so he just decided to spray paint the grille black. I don't know, he's got something wrong with it maybe. The headlights faded, more scratches, more rust.
Approximately 10 hours later.
More dents, scratches, mirror, more scratches there. Probably probably scratches up here as well. None yet. There might be some later.
I'll step back.
Yeah, so people, they don't care about these cars, and it's just a shame, you know?
Get the fuck off there. Yeah, clearly someone doesn't care about their car.
Nah, it's alright, you know? It's good. The old girl gets around. Another thing to consider when you're buying an AU. There are 3 variants of this car. There's a Series 1, Series 2 and Series 3. There's also, you know, Fairmonts and Fairlanes. The one you want for drifting is any Series 3 up to a Fairmont. If you get a Fairmont gear, you're going to get IRS. It's no good for drifting. Fairmonts came solid rear. Fortes came solid rear and everything below that. So the front is still independent. And the biggest issue that they have in the front suspension is the upper ball joint. They are very well known to flog out and literally fall out. So you end up giving yourself a makeshift lock kit. These ones have definitely been done at some point in its life, which is good. Good to see the car wasn't neglected there, because that's a legitimate safety issue. Upper control arm bushes, lower control arm bushes, ball joints, lower ball joints as well, they're a big issue. That's a big safety concern, because when you're drifting, the last thing you want is a ball joint popping out and, you know, you're going into a barrier, or if you know, in Mexico or whatever, you're going to go into a parked car or whatnot. So another thing to consider. Any Series 2 or Series 3 will have the good front suspension. So it'll have basically what is known as the B Series front suspension. It has different upper control arms, different uprights, the spindles, and different lower control arms. So these are the ones you want to get, but then again, they do have their issues. And the Series ones are even worse. They're based on an E Series, and E Series can go get
Talking from experience, are you, big man?
Check this out. Oh my god.
There we go.
Nice.
Oh, this thing's rank under here.
So since we're talking about rust, check this out. You notice that it has one boot strut, right? It's supposed to have 2. Where's it gone? Oh, it's rusted out. No way, man. Look.
Delete.
So it's supposed to have a dingle there. I don't ever remember having one, because when I owned it, pretty sure it had 0. I don't know, but that is literally about to fall off. Have a look.
Yep, that's bye-bye.
I reckon a couple more openings of the boot. This is no longer a strut, this is just going to be a prop. There you go.
You know, today I was pulling wheels out of the boot of this AU, and I didn't realize that it only had one weakened strut. So what ended up happening was this part here smashed straight into my head. European bend.
Alright, there's one very important thing, and it's probably my least favorite part about the car. We're gonna do a 0 to 100 test, and hopefully it makes it to 100, because, you know, the thing has a slipping auto. It leaks oil, it leaks coolant, power steering fluid, everything. So hopefully it actually gets to 100, so let's go. Start the beast up. AC off. Performance shift on. Let's do this, I'm scared, guys. I don't want to get whiplash from the acceleration. Okay, load it up.
Alright. 3, 2, 1, go!
Spun the tire.
Music go away. 4 seconds, 5 seconds, second!
100.
100! It says 11.27, but I stopped at a second late, so it's 10.27.
10.27. Imagine how much stuff you can get done in 10.2 seconds. Right? Like, just imagine. You could read the whole of the Bible. You could eat a meal. You could, you could probably even relieve yourself in 10 seconds. Guys, I hope this video was informative. Please go and buy an AU. Everything I said in the video, it's pretty obvious when you're buying an old car, but I want it to be as informative as possible. I'll be doing the first mod to this car this week, so stay tuned if you want to see more AU videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy. Bye bye.